Okay, so I wanted to go over kind of like attacking and how to approach it so that you're not so kind of lost, or not lost, but you just have a more sort of plan for executing on attack. Because I mean, I myself struggle with attack, and I feel like we all kind of do. It's the hardest. It's the harder of attack and defender to play. So if we all kind of understand the concepts, then I think we'll do much better. So the first thing you got to look at is like, what's your main goal? So I have an example Oregon here, and our main goal typically in this attack is to open this wall, right? So this is master, this is armory, this is the main stairs, and this is the closet, and this is the bomb site. This is kid's bedroom. This is the new attic. Okay, this is the balcony here. So now that we're orientated, the first thing you gotta do is think, what's the main goal? Open this wall, and how many ways can you enter the building? So there's one here on the balcony. There's a window that's on leads into this hallway, and there's a window into armory from the top floor. Um, Now this is just on this side of the map. Obviously there's a window into kids, there's a window into the attic, but those are kind of unimportant to kind of this section of where we want to be, right? So there's only three. So that's the first thing you got to think about. The second thing is, okay, once we enter, what do we do? And how can we even enter? Because if there's a guy playing in here, how can you enter through this one window? If there's a guy playing in here, how can you just enter through this? Well, that's where like the fun part of the game comes in. You think about how to get this guy out. So in this specific example, there's a soft wall right here. And I mean, 99% of the time this is not going to be reinforced. So knowing that, that automatically tells us that we can establish another line of sight into this room if there's a defender in here, right? You don't want to just enter from this one spot if there's defenders in here, because this is a death trap. So you need to establish another lane of sight. And that's also where soft destruction comes in if the floor is soft, because another thing you can do is go from underneath. So if you get control of this main lobby, this is the bottom floor, so this is the main lobby, this is meeting, this is garage, these are those same stairs. You can buck the floor from anywhere in here, and it's going to force these people to move. So as these people are being forced to move out of closet, or out of this spot, maybe he's got to go over here, he has to move, therefore you can shoot him from the balcony. Or if you still think that this is pretty safe, you think, what is another way we can deal with this? So you just look for other angles. Okay, this wall's soft, you can open it. Well, that means you have to be here in the hallway. Well, how do you get in the hallway safely? Okay, armory. So there's one way into armory here, but again, we have a problem of if there's a guy in armory, then this window is a death trap. So you just gotta think, okay, if we want to open this wall, then we need armory control. And if we need armory control and there's a guy playing in it, then we need to make this our first focus, because this wall can come later. So this whole floor is soft as well. So basically, okay, how can we deal with this? It's pretty simple in my opinion. You put a guy on this window, he has full oversight of this hallway. You bring a buck underneath into garage, he bucks the floor, you put your third player on this window, he's looking, and as soon as Buck starts forcing this guy to move out, if he gets through into the hallway, he's dead by this guy, and he's not going to be able to challenge the guy on the window because you're going to be safe. You're not going to expose yourself until all of this happens. So when this guy has to move either here or this way, this guy is dead if you have a guy here and a guy here and a buck below, right? 100%. Or he has to move way early. But that's why this position is really strong if you get there fast. Because if you get here fast, you know there's a guy in armory, and then you repel here, and then you send the buck underneath. This guy is dead 100%. There's nowhere he can go. Once you have that, now you have armory control, and you have this hallway. So you have this whole entire part of upstairs in your control. Now you can deal with this guy. Open this wall. One of these guys rotates to the balcony, either him or the window player. And now, once Buck rotates up, bucks this hole. Now you have a crossfire here. So that is kind of the main thing, right? Is you want two angles on a defender. That means you're always going for 2v1s. You need to think about how you can establish a 2v1 situation. That's like the main thing, and I feel like that's what we don't do enough. The point is, you get them out of key positions by trading or getting 2 kills and then getting killed. That is way worth. If you get 2 kills and then die, worth it. As long as you're not the thermite, because you have to open the wall. Well, if you do that after you open the wall, perfect. But that's kind of why the roles are there. So the entry's role is to be helped in to get the initial kills. The secondary support kind of he helps drone as well, but he also establishes the angles for the crossfires and the initial engagements, and then thermite is the one who's watching flanks either with a drone or with your gun. And you gotta always keep in mind that if you're watching the flank with your gun, don't die if you haven't opened the wall. Get in a position where you can, if you're being shot at, you can just strafe to the right or left and be safe, because you don't want to die, and then you can call out where that guy was shot from, and then the team can help. So just always be thinking about how can we establish 2 angles before you engage in the gunfight. If you know a guy's in this hallway, then you go here on the window, but you don't peek until a guy enters from the bottom of the stairs. Right? So you allow this guy to get in this bottom stair position to challenge the guy at the top stairs, and then you both go at the same time. This guy will push the stairs at the same time as this guy peeks from safety in the corner. And so this guy has to only be able to fight one person. If he kills one, whatever, but he's gonna die too. And now we can take control of this because he's the only one there. See what I'm saying? So we want this control. You establish 2 angles, and at worst one of us dies because there's no way he can kill both. So that's what you gotta think about. How to enter the building, how to establish 2v1s with different angles, and then going at the same time. Or if you know two people are already doing that, then watching their flanks on a drones or with your gun. And if we always do those key things, we're going to win a lot more.